Let's explore data with geolytics. Today, let's explore grandparents raising grandchildren in the United States. This data comes from the US Census Bureau's latest American Community Survey, which shows that there are nearly 6 million children living in households with grandparents. This means that about 8% of all children in the US are living with a grandparent. For many families, a grandparent or two may come to live with the family to help the aging grandparent. But that is not always the case. There are 2.5 million children who are being raised by their grandparents. And in these households, nearly 40% of the time the parent isn't even present. But that also means that almost 2/3 of the time, there is at least one parent present. There are about 206 million grandparents in the US. Most of the time, they don't live with their grandchildren. Only about 3% of grandparents live with their grandchildren, and even then, only about 1/3 of them are responsible for their grandchildren. Of the grandparents who live with their grandchildren, there are some striking racial differences about who is responsible for rearing the grandchildren. For example, only 13% of Asian grandparents are responsible for raising their grandchildren. About 1/4 of Hispanic, Pacific Islanders, and those who are multiracial or some other race are raising their grandkids. And about 40% of all white non-Hispanic, Black or African American, and American Indian grandparents who live with their grandchildren are responsible for raising these kids. It's easy to run data reports about grandparents, income, population, educational attainment, and hundreds of other variables with geolytics demographic data products, like our American Community Survey or our estimates and projections. Next time on Let's Explore Data with Geolytics, we will look at the economics of grandparents raising their grandchildren.